Hello. Um, so I thought, since I haven't done a video in a while, that I should do an embarrassing story from my childhood. This is about the time that I got shoved down a storm drain. And it sounds bad, but here's the story. So I woke up one night, or one day, not night, I woke up one day, and I went out. I was a little baby boy. I don't know how old I was. I wasn't a baby, but I was a little kid, little scrawny, annoying, blonde-haired little shithead. I went outside and just playing around or whatever. I used to live in this old neighborhood, and well, when I lived in this neighborhood, I had friends, I guess friends, and I had there was bullies that lived around. And we're not gonna call them by their real names, but let's just say, well, let's just call the boy Patrick and the girl Sam or something. I don't know. And well, Patrick and Sam, they hung out a lot, and I think they were family members. I think they were brother and sister. But and so they got me over there. I didn't know they were bullies. I didn't know them. I just moved there. And so I went over there and I said, hey, what do you guys want? And then Sam starts beating me up. The girl starts beating me up. And well, the dude, I can't remember what I named him, he just stood there and laughed, right? And so the story is, I got beaten up by a girl and shoved down this storm drain, which had no manhole cover on it at all. So it was just wide open. It was being worked on and stuff. So I got shoved head first into it. So it's the reason my right knee is messed up. If any of you people meet me out in real, if any of you guys meet me out in real life and you see me limp a little bit sometimes, it's because my knee is always fucked up, and it's not good. But I'll work through it. And so after that, oh, I forgot to tell you, there was a guy that lived down the road that was really, I didn't know if he was my friend or not. He wasn't a bully or nothing. He was just, I'm gonna say the words, he was mentally retarded. He was slow. He was, like, I love him to death, but he was slow. He was stupid. Like, I'm not trying to sound mean or offend anybody. I'm just saying he was retarded. And so I look up from the storm drain when I got shoved in there, and I couldn't really see it, but the guy, I'm just gonna say his name. Nobody's ever gonna see him, I don't think. His name is Miles. And he was beating the ever-living shit out of the girl, Sam. Out of Sam and the boy. And now, I honestly think he was too, messed up in the head to understand that he was beating up a chick. But he beat the shit out of those people. He pulled me up out of the drain, took me home, and said, this little kid is hurt. Help him. I wake up the next morning and I have this ice pack on my head, like my eyes wrapped up because I have black eye, my knee is wrapped up. And so I was hurt. I was injured. And I wanted to go outside and confront them. Well, my arm was also broken. I wanted to go out there and I wanted to confront them. I wanted to say, hey, try that again and I'll kill you. But I was a little kid. What am I gonna do? I was a little scrawny kid, maybe this tall, and I couldn't have done nothing. I couldn't have done anything. But I walked back, and the girl Sam and the boy have these black eyes. They were beaten up. They were hurt, and I laughed my ass off. And there was another story. I didn't get hurt in this one, but The kids did. It was, their names were Timmy and Tyler. Let's just say that that was their name, Timmy and Tyler. And so they brought me over one night, and don't worry about that if you can hear. But they brought me over one night, and they were kind of asshole kids. Not all the time, but sometimes they were assholes. And I was a little kid. I've never seen the movie. So they brought me over and made me watch Chucky. I think it was the second one. Maybe it was the first one. It wasn't when it came out. It was in, I think it was early 2000, 2006 or something, 2007. Can't remember. But I watched the movie. I got scared. Not gonna lie. I was horrified. Nowadays, watching him, I just laugh because the movies are nothing but a joke. Except for the new one that came out. I didn't see it. But I was watching the movie. I got scared. The parents walked in, found out the kids were showing me that movie. I was only like 4, maybe. Yeah, I was 4. And those kids were about 8, maybe. 6 to 8. And those kids got their ass beat. And it was the funniest thing I ever saw. And then they got mad at me because I laughed at them. And their parents told them if they did anything to me that their parents would beat their ass again. Funny enough. But, there's a couple stories from my childhood. Oh wait, there's another one. And when I was a kid, I lived in this other neighborhood when I was about 9. And I was really stupid. I would run around this little neighborhood, no shoes but socks, no shirt but shorts. And I would run around and do all this stupid stuff. Like we had this hill at the end of our driveway that we would ride down, and then we found out in my yard that there was a little pit thing, creek, and it looked like there was a ramp. So there was an entrance and the exit to the ramp. So I ramped down, I come down that hill, I pulled back on the handles and it bent my teeth. I don't know if you can see that, but it bent my teeth backwards. So that's why I kind of have a speech impediment kind of thing. But, I've done a lot of stupid things when I was a kid. One of them was when I was hanging out with my best friend at the time. He still is. I love him to death. We're going to call him Nick. It's nowhere close to his real name, though. But I'm going to call him Nick. Anyway. So, Nick said, hey, dude, you want to go ride on the four-wheeler? I said, sure. He said, yeah, but we got to get Dad to ride it. Drive it. So that's fine. We'll go get Dad. We went to go get his dad. We got his dad. He said, yeah, sure. But he said, Robbie, go get a helmet. I said, okay, I'll go get a helmet. And so I put on the helmet. He's like, you might want to put on a shirt. And I was like, nah, I'll be fine. I won't fall off or nothing. But what I know, me and Gideon were going to... I just said his real name, Gideon. Let's just say it. Gideon was sitting in front of me. I was sitting in the far back. I was driving onto the bars in the back, and Gideon was sitting behind his dad. And so I was sitting there, I had a death grip, and Dad turns really hard, and I fly off the back and hit my back off this little log. And Gideon and Dad stop, and they go, are you alright? I said, yeah, I'm alright. That was fucking awesome. I am an idiot. I did the same thing with my friend Connor's bike. I did a burnout Gideon's driveway. I fell on my ass and I ripped skin from here up on my arm. And they were like, dude, you alright? And I said that was fucking awesome. I'm so stupid. And when I watched wrestling, I still do a little bit old-timey wrestling, back in the day. And so I did Jeff Hardy's finishing move. For you guys who don't know, Jeff Hardy is a wrestler that I've looked up to my whole life, and he's really he's one of the things that keep me alive. But I did his wrestling finisher. It's called the Swanton Bomb. It is a swan dive with a little flip added to it. It's supposed to be like a graceful flip. And I did that off the top of my house. Not, I landed right on the grass. Gideon was laying right there. I said, dude, don't move. He said, I won't. At the last second, he moves out of the way. I land back first on the grass. And I said, I'm going to do that again. You better not move. And he looked at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I thought it was hilarious. And, well, we did a lot of dumb things. And I'm an idiot. So, a little message to you guys. Don't do that shit. That's stupid. And, I mean, have fun with your life. Do what you want. But don't dive back first off a fucking house. When you're a little kid. Especially when you're a little kid. Because it will fuck you over when you get older. It's messed up my knee. My knee is still messed up to this day. So is my back. So, there's a few stories of me. The last couple weren't embarrassing, but the first one was definitely embarrassing. Because it was a girl that shoved me down a storm drain. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you later.